What's up, everybody? I'm True, and I know I haven't made a video in a long time. I just finished up with my last semester of college. I graduated. It was pretty busy. I didn't have a lot of time, and I wanted to focus on, getting all my work done. I didn't have a lot of time to make videos, and I didn't want to just put out, useless videos that nobody's going to enjoy. So, that being said, I am back. I am alive. I am making videos, and I want to start this new year off with a new segment that I call How to Make It Better. Now, the premise of this new series that I'm going to do is to take a game that I play and talk about what could have made the game better. The things that I don't like. Being that I'm going to be looking for a job in making video games, this is something that I need to do anyway. Identify what's good and what's bad of a game. And there's a lot of things that I like about, most video games, and that's pretty obvious when you play games. There's a lot of good things that go on nowadays. However, every game has a few critical things that really hurt the player experience and really bring the game down. And those are things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to ignore the good and just speak about the bad. So without further ado, here we go with my first video of how to make it better, and today I'm going to be looking at the game Far Cry 4. Overall, this was a great game, but there are a few things that I want to talk about and how we could have made the game better by just changing these things just a little bit. Now, this video is going to contain some spoilers, so if you have not yet played the game, I would caution you. This is going to have some spoilers. Not necessarily game-breaking, but I am going to talk about the ending a little bit. So, first off, the first thing that I want to talk about here, so the world is huge, all right? It's a very, very big open world, and I like that. One of the problems, though, is the animals in this game, okay? Now, they have a sort of their own little ecosystem that goes around where, there's predators and there's normal animals, and these predators will run around and they'll kill the normal animals, like it does in the wild. Now, my problem with this is there were entirely too many predators in this game. Now, the way that it works in real life, there's a very, very small population of predators compared to the normal wildlife in the area. This is because, obviously, if there were too many predators, they would kill out, most of the normal population of animals that don't go around killing each other. And then the predators would end up losing in numbers because they wouldn't have anything to eat, and then it would eventually balance itself out. This game seems to have a very close ratio of predators to non-predatorial animals. In life, it's a very, very small percentage of predators compared to the normal wildlife. And in this game, it almost seems like a 1 to 2 ratio. There's one predator for every 2 normal animals that are in this game. Now, the reason this is a problem is because as you're running through the world, and a lot of the times you do have to go on foot to get to certain areas, you're encountering a very large amount of predators everywhere you go. Every time that you're running somewhere, I think I ran into a predator every single time that I tried to run somewhere on foot. Between the bears, the leopards, the tigers, in particular the freaking eagles. Okay, now I don't know how dangerous an eagle is in real life, but in this game, eagles just swoop down and they will one-shot the local civilians. Okay, and these people treat the eagles like they're the harbingers of death, like they're dragons or something, because they see them and they just unload, just open fire continuously on these eagles, and the eagles just eat the bullets and come down and will kill the civilians if you don't intervene. So, like I said, this is a problem in the game mechanics. It really is hard to kind of immerse yourself into the world when there are this many predators continuously attacking you all the time. And so, you'll just be running around. Next thing you know, an eagle will swoop down and attack you, and there's a little cutscene that happens when it comes down and attacks you, and it takes away a decent amount of your life. But it's just really annoying to continuously be attacked by these predators, especially when you're not looking for them. Okay, because you need skins to do stuff in this game, but the animals and the predators are just continuously attacking you, and it ends up becoming more of a nuisance than anything else. Also, the predators are sort of hard to kill compared to what it would be in real life. For instance, the bears in this game are just bullet sponges. I shot a bear in the face at least 4 or 5 times with what would amount to an MK14, a semi-automatic powerful assault rifle, and it just kept coming at me. I mean, I had to unload almost 2 full clips into it, and at least, like I said, 4 or 5 of them hit him in the face when he was standing still. Now this is completely unrealistic because, as many of you know, if you hit a bear in the head with a bullet, I mean, you can do it with a handgun from a close enough distance. As long as it penetrates the skull, the bear's going down. So I'm doing this from, let's say 50 to 60 feet away with an assault rifle, and it's just coming at me, just eating all these bullets. So like I said, the animals in this game, now I like the premise of the ecosystem with the animals, killing each other, but like I said, there are just a little bit too many, and the constant attacks from predators I really had a problem with, and it really kind of checked me out of the game, and it took away some of my enjoyment from it. Which is just another scenario of good system, bad implementation. It was a good idea, it just wasn't fully worked out and done correctly. So, I mean, obviously to make that better, all I say is just kind of reduce the amount of predators in the wild, and kind of take down the bear's health a little bit. Even that's not even that big of a problem if you didn't see bears all the time. Okay, so next I want to talk about the stealth system in this game. And there's a very big reward for going with more of a stealthy playstyle in this game, especially when you are confronting and attacking these outposts. Now the outposts are basically little villages and sometimes big fortresses where the enemy is encamped, and you have to clear them out. Now these outposts have alarms, and when the alarm gets triggered, a ton of reinforcements come, which make your life a lot harder and makes it a lot more difficult to defeat this outpost. So, going with more of a stealthy system is a lot more beneficial because you can kill the people and then, not have the alarms triggered and then not have them firing back at you. The problem with this is, in my play, in my experiences, the stealth system is wildly inconsistent with what is considered stealthy and what isn't. And what I mean by that is, mostly with your silenced weapons, okay? So, for instance, there are plenty of times where I'll go to shoot somebody with my silenced sniper rifle, okay? And if you miss, no matter how far away you shot from, they immediately turn and look at you and find you within a few seconds of you taking that missed shot. Now, obviously, most of us don't have experience with, being shot at with a silenced sniper rifle in real life. However, it's silenced for a reason. There's very, very minimal sound, and if you are any kind of distance away, you cannot hear the gun shot. Therefore, you would have no idea where the bullet came from, even if you happen to hear the bullet hit something behind you. Okay? So I'm okay with them being alerted, but the fact that they immediately turn and find you with one missed bullet, I had a problem with. Once again, I had a problem with this. Now, secondly, there's times when shooting somebody with a silenced weapon, is completely fine. Nobody catches on to it. And then there's other times where shooting somebody with a silenced weapon will alert people next to them. Now, they don't know where it came from, but they become alerted and they start looking around for you. And once again, my problem with this is there seems to be no rhyme or reason when they actually get alerted to it. I've shot people who were side by side, hit the one on the right when they're facing opposite directions. The one on the left had no idea. And then there were times where I shot a guy on a roof who was above another person, and the person below him somehow became alerted and found out that his buddy had died without the guy falling off the roof. So I'm not sure exactly how the stealth system works, and it's, like I said, it's inconsistent, and it makes for very frustrating moments when some of these outposts have, let's say 8 to 10 guys, and you've taken out 7 of them. There's 3 left. You shoot one, and then one of the guys becomes alerted, and then all of a sudden, your perfect clear just gets ruined because of this. And it's really frustrating to me, and it really made it difficult for me to do these things. I was always worried about, what's going to happen, because I didn't know what the exact mechanics were. Now, the way I would make this system better, like I said, when you miss a shot, it's completely okay for the guy to become alerted, because yes, bullets sometimes do hit things in the distance and they obviously make a lot of sound. However, they shouldn't immediately know where the shot came from, especially if the bullet hits anywhere off in the distance, because in real life they would have no idea where the bullet came from. And in this game, I keep referencing real life, but this game tries to be like real life. It tries to be as serious as possible. If this game wasn't serious, like something like Sunset Overdrive, I wouldn't be talking about these things, because it's clearly a video game. But this game tries to be realistic. So I would say they can become alerted depending on how. I would also have it be depending on how far away the bullet hits. So if you're shooting at an upward angle and you miss, that's going to travel forever into the distance, and they shouldn't even be alerted by that. If you're shooting downward and the bullet hits in the dirt a couple feet, a couple yards behind them, that's okay. Then obviously they're going to become alerted to that. But I think that could easily have been fixed, and it could have been implemented better. And also just giving us some kind of an idea of what is okay when it comes to stealth and shooting people and what isn't. So that way we don't have to spend, a couple hours trying to beat an outpost perfectly, just because we're not sure when we're going to shoot somebody, if they're going to be alerted or not. Okay, so the last thing that I had a problem with, and this is sort of a two-part because they go hand in hand, but the problem that I had, the last problem I had was the decision system. Now, normally I am all for a decision-based system. I absolutely love making decisions and feeling like my decisions have, consequences and kind of shape things and change things. Now, that being said, this system, the decision system in this game, does work out well in showing you the difference, because there are a few decisions in this game where you've got to choose who to follow and who to do what they want, because there are 2 main characters who have crazily dissenting opinions on each other. Okay, so they don't agree with each other ever, and you've got to decide what you're going to do, who you're going to back, and who you're going to do. And they do have the goals and the missions are completely opposite from each other based on who you choose to support. So that's all good. The problem that I have is with these decisions, so with these decisions you get a certain ending, okay, based on what decisions you do. Now with these endings, there doesn't seem to be a positive one. So every ending has a negative in one way or the other. And the reason that I don't like this is because you do all these things and you can't. So throughout the game, you might agree with one person or the other for different missions. You might decide this is a good idea, this isn't. If you don't agree with either of them, you still have to choose one of them. And what becomes blatantly obvious is that both of these main characters have their own flaws that make them bad people in a way. They all have the good of the country at heart, but they have different ways of doing it, and they don't necessarily go about things the right way. And so you have to choose one of them. You got to follow one of them, and then you've got to decide what to do with the other one. However, like I said, after you choose to follow one of them, you still end up getting a bad ending in the end. And this doesn't even include what you do with the bad guy, who really isn't even all that bad to begin with. But I'm not going to get too far into that, because I don't want to completely spoil everything. But basically, after you make your decisions and the ending comes, there are parts after the ending when you find the person that you supported, where you find out that you made basically the wrong decision, okay? And then after you find out that you've made the wrong decision, there's nothing that you can do about it. Like, you can't change it. You can't you can't decide to overthrow the person that you put in charge because you found out that they're a bad person, which you're basically the leader this entire time because you're doing everything for them, and now all of a sudden they take over and you just kind of sit back and let it happen. These people are bad. They do bad things. They're killing people or enslaving people, you know, for what they call the good of the country, which is the same thing that a dictator does, that they always think that they're doing the right things. So like I said, with these decisions and these endings, there is no positive ending. There's no good ending. And there's no way to fix the things that you screwed up, because when no matter what choice you make, you are screwing something up. Okay, and that's fine in life. When you make decisions, there are consequences. However, this game doesn't let you fix any of your mistakes. So no matter who you choose, they're in charge, and that's it. You can't fix the problem, and that it left a bitter taste in my mouth a little bit. The fact that I supported one person this entire time, and then even when I realized towards the end that they weren't a good person, I still didn't really have a choice in fixing anything. I wasn't able to make anything better, even though I identified that this person was sort of a psychopath and completely single-minded in the end, and not worrying about the means, just the end. So it kind of, like I said, it left a bitter taste in my mouth, and I didn't enjoy the way that the decisions led to the endings, and how there was no positive ending. There was no way to make things right. All you ended up doing was changing from one dictator to another, and not actually fixing anything in the country. Okay, so all that being said, I really enjoyed this game. It was a good game. I enjoyed most of the stuff, most of the systems in the game. I enjoyed the journey, not so much the ending as I just talked about, but I enjoyed the journey. It was good, it was fun. There's a lot of things to do to kind of keep yourself preoccupied throughout this game. A lot of hours can be spent trying to accomplish everything. And like I said, it's a good game, but these are the 3 things that I would have changed and made better if I was making this game. So it's easy to say that in hindsight. Now that the game's already been made and I played it, it's easy to look back and change it. So I'm sure they were all good ideas while the game was being made. But like I said, some of them weren't necessarily implemented in the best way possible, in my opinion. So guys, I want to know what you think. What do you think was bad about this game, and how would you have fixed it? What would you have done differently to make it better? Okay, so leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think could have been better, how you would have fixed it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm going to start making more of these how to make it better videos, and try and critique some video games so I can get some experience of making things better and having some creative ideas. And also letting you guys know, if you haven't already played the game, what some of the issues are going to be, or see if you agree with me or not when you finish your game. So guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Look forward for my next How to Make It Better video. I hope all the holidays are good for you guys, and here's to starting 2015 out the right way. So everybody have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.